Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here. Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here. Today we're talking about deflecting versus catching. So I get asked a lot from people, when do we want to deflect the ball? When do I want to use two hands? And then when do I want to actually catch the ball one-handed? Okay, so we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about some of the technique used when deflecting the ball. So the first thing, and the easiest way that I explain it is, if the ball is fielded within the framework of our body, then we're going to use two hands and we're going to deflect. If the ball is outside the framework of our body, then we're going to use one hand. We're going to bring the ball to the middle and transfer there, okay? So that's a real simple, easy way to understand when it's two hands and when it's one hand. Now, let's talk about deflecting. So the way I explain it is, again, on those balls where it's within the framework of our body, we're going to deflect the ball. So the glove is never going to close, okay? It's a two-handed play. We're going to try to deflect the ball above the fingers of the glove, and I want to try to get it right off of basically the index finger, right here off this part of my index finger. I want to try to get it there as consistently as possible. If I can get it to deflect there every single time, well, then I know where it is, and I will have much less bobbles. The ball won't rattle around. We've talked before about how with good infielders, you can hear the ball just kind of pop there instead of rattling around in the glove. So I'm trying to get it right off that index finger every single time, and it's really important to practice this bare hand or control hand, getting the ball to, again, hit here, and once it does, my control hand smothers the ball, and so again, there's no closing of this glove. The ball is just going to hit here, and it's going to pop right into my bare hand. All right. With this bare hand, and I'll go down on two knees here. When I'm working with this bare hand, when we're doing any type of drill, we really focus on having the hands just set off center. So it's not 12 and 6, right? When I was younger, I was taught to alligator the ball 12 and 6, okay? The problem is when you alligator the ball 12 and 6, your elbows come way in here, and now when you want to receive the ball and funnel, it's hard. Your elbows kind of get in the way, you become really stiff. So we teach just off center. So instead of 12 and 6, I'm just off center, and now when the ball gets in my index finger and my control hand is right here, as I'm getting the ball, I'm funneling to the middle, my elbows go out, and now I'm able to transfer the ball. So I funnel, transfer right there, okay? So again, really important, just off center, fingers up. As the ball's coming in, I'm right here, elbows out, transfer the ball. Now we practice this in our hands routine. We've made videos on our hands routine. Go and check those out on YouTube. But we'll go three different ways. So the first thing we'll do is we'll go bare hand, and we're just going to roll the ball back and forth, and we're going to just work on getting the ball right there. This hand doesn't close, and I'm just, boom, right here. I'm deflecting the ball from here right into my bare hand, elbows out, transfer the ball, roll it back. Then we'll go with a flat glove, which is basically just a glove that doesn't close, okay? So you can find them online. They're flat. Again, it forces you to have to work on that transfer or that deflection from the flat glove to the bare hand. And then we'll put on a glove. This is a training glove, so you don't need to use one of these, but again, just kind of works on being really fine-tuning this off the index finger right here into the hand, transferring, and then you can go regular glove, okay? So that's what I like to do. It's really important to get good at this deflection without any bobbles, right? Really, really important. What happens is when you're not good at this, right, when either you have your hands in here or you don't have the control hand right here and you close your glove, this action of getting the ball out of your glove isn't as crisp. you fumble the ball around, you bobble the ball, and now the rhythm gets thrown off. Now you start to rush, you know that something's going wrong, right? All of a sudden your mind starts to speed up, and now I start throwing balls away. So a lot of throwing errors, in my opinion, are when we don't get a clean exchange, we don't get a clean deflection from the glove to our bare hand. And that messes again with our rhythm, and it throws off, you know, the natural rhythm that the play is supposed to be made in, okay? And so you have to get really, really good. I tell our players, when we're doing these control drills, these hands routines, we want 100 out of 100. We want to be perfect every time. And a lot of players do those drills and they think it's, oh, the ball's just being rolled. This is really easy. Well, it's easy to field the ball, but it's not easy to field it properly, the right way, 100 out of 100 times. And that's what we're going for. And if you can do it there, well, then we can take it to the game. If you can't do it here, if we can't master it in a very controlled setting like that, and we can't do it perfect every single time, well then how are we ever going to be able to do it right in a game? So that's the way we kind of preach it to our players. So hopefully that makes sense again. And then from there, if the ball's outside our body, we're going to go one hand, right? One hand, and I'm always going to try to bring the ball to the middle of my body, just like I would when I'm two-hand deflecting. I'm going to try to bring it to the middle of my body, and then I'm going to break there. But those are all one-handed plays. I have much more freedom as I'm moving this way. I can extend further with one hand. When I'm trying to go down there with two hands, and you know, my reach all of a sudden gets shortened, but also it just gets a little bit tougher to be free with the glove hand. So if it calls for a one-handed play, we one-hand it, okay? If it calls for a two-handed play, we deflect it. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with all your friends, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And that's all we got. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you later.